Just pretend to be my date. Those were the hurried words that slipped from Ethan Grant's lips, the billionaire everyone in the city whispered about. And the person he said it to, not a model, not a celebrity, not some glamorous socialite, but Maya, the janitor who had just been polishing the marble floors in the back hallway of the hotel where the grand gala was being hosted. Maya blinked, mop still in her hand. "Excuse me," she whispered, unsure if she had heard right. But Ethan, tall and composed in his black tuxedo, eyes flashing with urgency, repeated, "Please. Just for tonight. Pretend to be my date." His tone carried desperation, the kind that stripped away the power his billions normally gave him. Maya had no idea why a man like him would ask her, a woman in her plain janitor's uniform, her hands still damp from cleaning supplies, to play such a role. But the pleading look in his eyes reminded her of something she'd once known: loneliness. Against every logical thought in her mind, she nodded slowly. "All right, but only for tonight." Ethan pulled her aside into a waiting room, his hands quick but gentle as he handed her a shimmering gown from a rack meant for emergency wardrobe changes. Maya hesitated, staring at the silk dress, but something in her heart whispered that this night could be more than just another shift scrubbing floors. With trembling hands, she changed, and when she stepped out, Ethan froze. For once, the billionaire who had everything couldn't find his words. Inside the gala, heads turned. Whispers filled the room. Who was this mysterious woman on Ethan Grant's arm? She wasn't from their circles, that much was clear, but there was something about the way she carried herself. Maya didn't try to impress anyone, she simply smiled, her warmth radiating naturally, her laughter genuine. People who usually looked past janitors and waiters suddenly found themselves listening to her stories, drawn in by her sincerity. Ethan had brought her there as a shield, a way to silence his family's endless pressure to find a wife worthy of his fortune. But as the night unfolded, he realized something unexpected. Maya wasn't just pretending. She was living, breathing proof that authenticity could outshine even the brightest diamonds. Yet, challenges soon rose. Ethan's mother, a woman of icy grace, cornered him. "Who is she?" she demanded, suspicion sharp in her eyes. The board members whispered behind their champagne glasses, convinced Ethan was making a fool of himself. Maya overheard fragments of their cruel words: "She doesn't belong here, she's just staff." The old sting of not being enough returned to her chest. She wanted to walk out, to escape back to her mop and bucket where no one judged her. But when she looked at Ethan, she saw something she hadn't expected. He was standing taller, his hand firm in hers, defying the world. "She belongs here more than any of you," he said loudly, his voice echoing across the hall, "because she's real." That moment could have ended everything: his reputation, his standing with investors, his family's approval. Instead, it lit the room with something money could never buy: respect born out of courage. Slowly, people began to approach Maya, not with ridicule, but curiosity. By the end of the night, the board members were laughing with her, charmed by her honesty. Even Ethan's mother, though resistant, couldn't ignore the light in her son's eyes when he looked at Maya. After the gala, outside under the soft glow of streetlights, Maya let out a breath she hadn't realized she'd been holding. "I should go back to work," she said softly. But Ethan shook his head. "You changed everything tonight. Not just for them, for me." His voice cracked, the weight of years of loneliness surfacing. "I thought I needed someone perfect, someone polished. But what I needed was someone real. You." Maya looked at him, unsure how to believe words from a man who had everything. Yet in his eyes, she didn't see the billionaire. She saw a man who had carried too many expectations and finally found a reason to let them go. Their story didn't end with a fairy tale kiss that night. The challenges were real, different worlds, different expectations, the voices of doubt always lurking. Maya still had to wake up early for her shifts, still had bills that weighed heavy on her shoulders. Ethan still faced scrutiny, his family still questioned his choices. But together, they found strength in their differences. Maya taught Ethan that love wasn't about grand gestures but about presence, about listening, about standing together when the world tried to pull you apart. And Ethan taught Maya that she didn't have to shrink herself to fit anyone's mold, that she was enough, more than enough, just as she was. Months later, when they returned to the same ballroom for another event, Maya no longer carried a mop. She carried herself with quiet confidence, and this time, no one whispered. They all knew who she was, the woman who stole the gala not with riches, but with her heart. And so, the janitor who once thought she'd never belong in a room full of chandeliers proved that authenticity is the greatest power of all. The message their love left behind was simple yet unforgettable: the world might measure worth in wealth and status, but true value lies in courage, kindness, and being unapologetically yourself.